Hey there everyone, this is Victor with Victor JKU, and today we're going to be making Vector a little bit less of the Willys package that she is today. Let's get into it. Alright, so a couple days ago I took a quick trip over to Yakima and visited my buddy Nate. He drives the white 4-door JKU Brute conversion by AEV. Before he got that, he had a JKU Sport, which he had gotten a Dana 44 Pro-Rock, and he upgraded his rear axle to match with gearing and air lockers. So he gave me a pretty good deal, so I went and picked those guys up. So he hooked me up with single pump ARB, all the wiring harness, and extra hose. We also have a 8-pillar switch control pod, and then I have the Dana 44 Pro-Rock by Dynatrac. Has Reid knuckles, RCV axle shafts, has the Synergy track bar mount, 488 gears, a 1310 yoke, also has the Dynatrac rebuildable ball joints, and has this sweet Dynatrac cover on it as well. Then for his rear axle, it's a Sport JK Dana 44 with 488 gears in it, ARB Air Locker as well, has the Dynatrac diff cover, and then he also has factory 10 axle shafts, Chromolys. So these guys are basically bolt-in ready. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be welding on a couple extra brackets onto this. So I have the lower control arm skid plates by Evo Manufacturing that I'm going to be welding onto the lower control arm mounts. And then on the rear side, I have the JKS shock relocation brackets that I installed currently on my JKU Sport. I got another set of those, and I'm going to be installing those onto this rear axle, just to protect those lower control arm mounts and raise those shocks up a little bit more, just to give it a little more protection as well. And then I also have a couple other parts still being shipped here right now. That's going to be my new tie rod and drag link, because both of those that I have right now are pretty well bent, so I'm going to be replacing those and upgrading them with Fusion 4x4, doing their 2.5 ton aluminum steering system for the JK. And then I'm also have on order an Adams Driveshaft, because I need to have a 1310 U-joint up in the front versus the current flange style that the Sport JKU Dana 30 comes with. So today I'm going to be cleaning up the axles, getting them prepped and ready to weld on those brackets. And then I'm going to just go through and make sure everything's nice and clean. I'm going to be putting on a fresh coat of paint just to make sure that they're good and protected. And I'll go ahead and run through you guys the process that I'm going to do for all this as I go. And once I wrap up everything, then I'm going to be slapping it underneath the Jeep. So pretty excited, and finally be out of those 373 gears and up to 488s. Not going to be stalling nearly as much on the trail, and I am excited. So let's jump into it. Alright, so first thing I'm going to start off with doing here is I'm just going to kind of go over the entire axle. I'm going to hit it with this wire wheel that I have on my drill. And I'm just going to clean off any of the areas of surface rust, and also get some of the areas of grime and stuff around different joints and everything. Try to get that cleaned up as much as possible, and then I can evaluate what I need to come back with later and touch up a little bit more, get anything that's a little bit more than surface rust off. So go ahead and get into it. Alright, so just wrapped up pretty much cleaning up the axles as good as I can with the wire wheel on my drill. So far they are way more clean, got a lot of the dirt and grime off, also a lot of the surface rust, so they're in a lot better shape. I haven't hit the bottom of the front axle yet, but I did hit the bottom and the top of the rear axle, and I've actually already gone through and cleaned up on the axle tube underneath the track bar mount. And that's where I'm going to be welding on my JKS track bar reinforcement. It's a little extra skid plate, a little extra protection, so I'm going to be putting that on. Clean that up, and I also cleaned up the bracket. I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to mount that up real quick. Alright, so this is the bracket, and as you can see I've also cleaned up the edges where I'm going to be welding on this guy as well. So all we're going to do is we're going to drop him on, and there's going to be on the axle tubes on the front side, there's going to be some welds. There's going to be a couple of welds that go along this perimeter here on the existing track bar mount. And we're just gonna basically slide him down into place like that. We just wanna make sure that he's secured to the axle tube. I got a series of C-clamps here that I'm gonna go ahead and tighten on just to make sure it's held down nice and tight. I don't have to worry about any movement, distortion. All right, so basically what I have going on is I have these 2 clamps here holding the bottom part to the tube, and then I have 2 clamps up here that are pushing tight up against the track bar, the existing mount, and then one holding the tab on the back up against it. All right guys, so for welding up this bracket here, what I'm gonna be using is my Hobart Handler 140. It runs off of a 110 outlet. Right now I have it set up to 540 for the 3/16 inch steel, and I'm running 035 wire, solid core, and I am running an 80-20 mix of argon, CO2 gas. So I got my bracket all set up, ready to go. I'm gonna go and flip on my welder, and I'm just gonna go and throw in some tacks. Alright, so with the track bar reinforcement all welded up and done now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and move on to prepping the lower control arm mounts for this bracket. So I have a video that already covers how to do this. I'll link that in the video description below, so you guys can see a little bit more detailed process of how to do it, but I'm just going to go and zap these guys off real quick. I'm going to use my angle grinder with a cutoff wheel and get to it. Alright, so I got the brackets removed and I ground it smooth. Next thing I did was I measured 1 3/8 from the center of the lower control arm bolt hole down, and that's where my cut line is going to be all the way across, and that's going to enable the shock relocation bracket to be installed. Well, that was fun. And that is the reason why I always wear a face shield, because if you ever bind one of these discs, they will shatter on you. Fortunately, it didn't hit me, but it did shatter pretty good. That could definitely cause some damage. Alright, so I got the cutoff wheel replaced, and I went ahead and finished cutting off the bracket. So what next to do is just do a quick little test fitment. So I go ahead and bring him into place, knock him in where he goes. Check bolt alignments. We're good to go on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat on the other side now. Alright, so next up, what I did was I rotated my front axle around upside down, and I started cleaning up the lower control arm mounts. So I'm getting prepped to weld on my Evo front axle lower control arm skids. But when I go and set these on here, you can see there's a pretty decent gap up here in the front. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut right about this line, and that should bring me a little bit tighter down to the axle tube here. Just because this is a Dynatrac Pro-Rock 40, so it's not the factory lower control arm mounts here. So it needs a little bit of a revision to this bracket to make it work. So we're going to first cut that. I got one set up right over here in my vise. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy off right here first. Alright, so if we go and take a look at this, you can see this fits a lot better down towards the base here. There's not nearly as much of a gap. But the one thing that I have an issue with right now is I have a bit of a rocking, and that's just because the bends that are in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up cutting off both these ears, and then that way this plate will basically just weld flat to the existing bracket. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this straight line here where the bend was done. I'm going to use that as my guide to go and cut to. so I am quite happy with how that turned out right there. So what I'm gonna do, so I could either push it tight back, but then I have these lips that hang off the backside. I don't really like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pull it forward right about to where that part of the relief cut is, to the front of the bracket, and then it lines up pretty well to the back of the bracket here without any overhang. And that'll line up well to the front as well. And that just caps it off really clean. And that's gonna give a lot more structure to that front bracket. So if I ever bang into rocks, it's not gonna be nearly as big of a deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and mock that up on same for the other side and get ready to weld. Okay, so very similar to how I set up before with the track bar reinforcement bracket for the rear axle. I set up these guys with C-clamps to hold them nice and tight to the existing bracketry. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and tack this into place in a few spots, both sides. I ground both the shock mounts so that I have a good ground location for both sides when I'm welding. That way I'm not transferring the current all the way through the axle. It'll be focused just in the local regions that I'm working in. So. Alright, so that wraps up all the welding that I need to do on both my axles. I have my front lower control arm skids welded on, and I ground these sides smooth on both sides. And I left the bead in the front just because that's not going to interfere with anything, but just to keep it so it looks clean. Got those guys both done. And then we also have the rear axle track bar reinforcement as well. So those guys are all done. We have our lower control arm mounts for the rear axle cut, and those are ready to have the JKS shock relocation brackets installed. So now the next thing that we're going to do is just work on the final cleaning, make sure any rust, dust, dirt, anything else, grime that's on the axles has been removed. So that's going to wrap up today's video on the cleaning and prep work that I'm putting into my axles. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and leave me any questions, comments, or other feedback in the comments down below. Be sure to also subscribe to my channel and share this video and other videos of mine to help me grow my channel. I would really appreciate it. And be sure to stay tuned for my upcoming video where I'm going to be covering the masking, painting, and install of my new front and rear axles under Vector. I'll also be covering briefly some of the installs of the other components that I'm upgrading during this axle swap project. Otherwise guys, we are Victor Vector JKU, and we are taking on this build and the trail of both direction and magnitude. Alright guys, have a great one. Catch you next time.